Let me tell you something, ladies. If a man greets you like this, you better pay attention. I ain't talking about no dry hey. I ain't talking about a what's up. I mean when he sees you and his whole face lights up like you just walked in with the sun behind you, that man is crazy about you. See, when a man really loves a woman, his greeting ain't casual, it's not a habit, it's a moment. He looks you up and down like you're the answer to a prayer. He didn't even know he was praying. He hugs you like he missed you, even if it's only been 2 hours. And I need you to listen with your heart, not just your ears. Because this right here, this is one of the biggest giveaways that a man is into you. I'm talking about the energy, that greeting, that first hello, that moment when he lays eyes on you. That's where the truth is. That's where all the pretending stops and the real feelings come out. See, here's the deal. A man can say a whole lot of things. He can text you good morning. He can compliment your outfit. He can like every single one of your photos on Instagram. But when you walk into a room and he lays eyes on you, that's the test. That's where his real emotions step on stage, because energy, baby, let me tell you, energy don't lie. When a man is crazy about you, when he's truly feeling you, when your name is running through his head all day like a song he can't get out, he greets you different. I'm talking about that deep in his soul reaction. The kind of look that says, there she go. The kind of smile that stretches wide and honest. You know what I mean? Not forced, not polite, not that hi, how you doing mess that sounds like he gives that to everybody. No, I mean that, hey baby, that sounds like music. You ever had a man greet you like you just stepped off a plane after 6 months, even though you only been gone a couple hours? That's how you know. His whole demeanor changes. His posture gets straight. His face lights up. And he don't even realize he's smiling like a kid on Christmas morning. He might even reach for you without thinking. Arms open, eyes wide, like he can't believe you're standing right there. And it don't matter where y'all are, at home, in the grocery store, at church, out with friends. When a man's heart is in it, his energy shows up before his words do. Because his emotions are tied to your presence. You represent peace, you represent comfort, you represent home. So when he sees you, he reacts. And not just physically, emotionally, spiritually. He feels something rise up in him. That's what makes his greeting different. Now don't confuse this with game. Don't mix it up with that smooth talking, fake smiling, let me charm you real quick act that some of these brothers put on. I'm not talking about a performance. I'm talking about presence. That natural, genuine, unfiltered reaction a man has when the woman he loves walks in. You don't teach that. You don't rehearse that. That's soul level. A man who's faking, his energy will be off, he'll say the right things, but the feeling won't match. His eyes will dart around, he won't hold your gaze, his tone will be dry. You'll feel like you just ran into a stranger. But a man who's really feeling you, his whole spirit lights up. It's like the world slowed down the second you stepped into view. He's glad to see you. Not because he's supposed to be, but because he can't help it. That's what love does. That's what affection does. That's what being crazy about a woman does to a man. It rearranges his emotional wiring. He don't even realize he's giving it away. It just pours out of him. That's why I always tell women, pay attention to the first 10 seconds when you walk in, not what he says, how he says it, how he looks at you, how his energy shifts. Because that right there, that tells you the truth every single time. Now let me break it down even deeper. You ever seen a man around somebody he don't care about? The greeting is quick, lazy, emotionless. Hey. That's it. Ain't no smile, ain't no I'm glad to see you, ain't no light in his eyes, but the man who's into you, ooh, woo, he gives you that full body reaction. Shoulders back, arms open, voice lifts up like he just got good news. He greets you like you're a reward for making it through the day, like you're the prize, because to him, you are. So ladies, stop looking for clues in the wrong places. Stop trying to decode long texts and emojis and mixed signals. The answer's been right in front of you. Energy never lies. That greeting, that's the real love letter. That's the purest language a man speaks when he don't even know he's saying anything. But when a man greets you like that, like he's been waiting on you all day, like you're the one thing that makes him breathe easier, baby, believe me, he's crazy about you. All right, now listen to me close, because I'm about to put you on game that'll save you a whole lot of time, heartbreak, and confusion. When it comes to figuring out how a man feels about you, it ain't just about what he says, it's about what he does. And I'm not just talking about gifts, dates, or compliments. I'm talking about that unspoken language, his body. That's where the truth lives. Because body language, that don't lie, that don't come with filters or sweet talk, it just is. See, ladies, a man can train his mouth to say all the right things. He can memorize lines like an actor. You're beautiful. I miss you. I've never felt this way before. He can say all that and still be out here playing games. But his body, oh baby, his body will always tell on him. That man might fool your ears, but he can't fool your eyes, if you know what to look for. Let's start with the eyes. They say the eyes are the windows to the soul, and they ain't lying. When a man's crazy about you, his eyes don't just look at you, they rest on you. He watches you like he's taking mental pictures, like he don't want to miss a single detail. It's not creepy, it's focused. He looks at you when you talk, he follows you when you move, and when he thinks you're not looking, he's still looking. That's how you know. Now watch his face. When you walk in, does it change? Does his smile stretch wide like it couldn't wait to show up? Does his jaw relax? His eyes soften? That's not just attraction. That's emotional engagement. See, a man who wants you might smile, but a man who's invested in you, that smile hits different. It's full of relief, like finally, she's here. That kind of look don't come from lust. That comes from care. Pay attention to his posture, too. You'll notice something real interesting about a man who's into you. He'll turn his whole body toward you. His chest, his feet, his knees, all pointed your way. It's unconscious. He leans in. He closes the gap. Why? Because when a man wants to connect with you, he don't want distance. He wants presence. You become the center of his gravity. Even in a crowded room, you'll notice how he makes space for you. He'll move to stand beside you, sit close enough that your knees brush. Lean in like he's trying to hear your soul speak. That's body talk. That's the stuff that speaks louder than any "I love you." Because that kind of nearness, it's sacred to a man who's feeling you. Now let's talk about the hands. Some of y'all don't realize this, but a man who's in love with you will always find a reason to touch you. Not in a disrespectful way. I'm talking about the little stuff. The light touch on your lower back as he guides you through a doorway. The way he'll grab your hand while you're sitting in the car. The way he might fix your collar or brush something off your shoulder, even if it ain't really there, that's affection. That's love without saying a word. And don't miss the nervous stuff, because sometimes when a man really truly feels something for a woman, he gets a little awkward. He might fidget, clear his throat, rub his hands together. You make him nervous, not because he's unsure about you, but because he cares so much about what you think. That nervousness, that's a man who's vulnerable in your presence. That's a man who's exposed emotionally. And that don't happen unless he's deep in it. Now, here's where it gets real. If a man ain't into you, you'll feel that too. His eyes won't find you. His body will turn away. He won't close the space between you, he'll create it. He won't lean in, he'll lean out, and you'll feel it. The distance, the disinterest, the absence of that silent connection. Trust that. Trust that more than the sweet words he says later to cover it up, because the body never lies. So next time you're wondering if that man is serious about you, don't just listen to what he says. Watch how he acts when he doesn't know you're watching. What does his face say when you walk in? What do his eyes do when you're not looking? How close does he try to get to you, even in a room full of people? That's the truth right there. His body is speaking loud, clear, and without apology. And if that man's crazy about you, baby, his whole body's going to show it. Let me tell you something about men. Not the ones who say they want you, but the ones who actually do. There's a difference. You don't measure a man by what he does once. You don't judge him by the first week when he's showing off, spending money, saying all the right things. Nah, you watch what he does over time, because the man who's really into you, the man who's crazy about you, that man is consistent, and you ain't got to chase, guess, or beg for consistency. It shows up every day. See, anybody can act right for a weekend. Anybody can send a few sweet texts, take you on a date, hold your hand, post you on Instagram. But that ain't the test. That ain't what tells you how deep he's in it. The test is what happens on a regular Tuesday. What happens when life gets busy, when he's tired, when things ain't all sunshine and butterflies? Does he still show up for you? Still greet you with love? Still make you feel like a priority? That's how you know. Let me give it to you real. A man who's truly invested in you doesn't need reminders to treat you right. He doesn't forget to call. He doesn't go days without checking in. He doesn't suddenly change up on you just because he's having a moment. His feelings ain't based on convenience. They're grounded. They're steady. They last. You ever met a man who was on fire for you in the beginning, then out of nowhere, cold as ice? That's not love. That's performance. And when the curtain falls, he's gone. But the man who's crazy about you, his affection doesn't dip when the mood changes. He might not be perfect, but he's predictable in the right ways. He makes you feel safe because he's not just a sometimes man. He's an every time. Let's talk about greetings, since that's where this all started. A man who's all about you doesn't only greet you with energy when he's in the mood. He don't light up one day, then act cold the next. Every time he sees you, he lights up, because you're not a novelty to him. You're not a phase. You're not something to impress for a minute and then forget. You're someone he's chosen, someone he values. And that shows up in the consistency of how he looks at you, talks to you, touches you, supports you. Consistency is how love makes itself believable. Without it, everything else falls apart. You can't build trust without it. You can't build intimacy without it. And you definitely can't build a future with somebody who treats you like a priority one day and a backup plan the next. That man who's crazy about you, he's consistent with his time, consistent with his attention, consistent with his energy. And when he greets you, it's not just sweet, it's steady. I don't care if you've been together 2 weeks or 20 years. If that man still smiles when he sees you, still opens his arms like you're the best part of his day, still gives you that, hey, baby, like it's brand new, that's love. That's not hype. That's heart. And that kind of energy don't come from trying to impress. It comes from being genuinely grateful to have you. You ever hear a man say, I've just been busy? Don't fall for that. We're all busy. People make time for who and what they value. A man who's crazy about you will make time, even if it's just a quick message, a warm smile, a long hug, before he walks out the door. Consistency ain't always loud. Sometimes it's in the little things. The way he checks in on your day. The way he remembers the things you said. The way he never lets too much time go by without making you feel loved. And here's another thing. Consistency doesn't mean perfection. He'll mess up sometimes. He'll have bad days. But even in the mess, you won't feel forgotten. Even when he's off, you won't feel like you don't matter. Why? Because that foundation is there. That rhythm of love, that commitment to show up. It don't vanish just because life gets hard. That's the difference between a man who's serious and a man who's just around for the fun. So pay attention. Not to the highs, not to the honeymoon phase. Watch how he shows up when there's no spotlight. Watch how he greets you when he's tired. Watch how steady his affection is when things get real, because when a man is crazy about you, he doesn't start strong, he stays strong. Day in, day out, rain or shine, happy or stressed. You'll never have to wonder if he's still feeling you, because his consistency will speak louder than any words he ever said. Well, ladies, I want you to understand something that'll change the way you look at love. A lot of you have been taught to listen too hard to what a man says, but not pay enough attention to how he makes you feel. And let me tell you something right now. Words are cheap. Words can be borrowed, rehearsed, copied from a movie, but feelings come straight from the source. When a man is really into you, you'll know it, not from his mouth, but from your spirit. It's in the way he makes you feel every time he's around you. Now, don't get me wrong. Words are nice. A sweet, I love you, you look beautiful today, I've never felt this way about anyone. That's all good, but too many women get caught up in those words and ignore what their gut is trying to tell them. You listening to his mouth, but your heart is confused because his actions ain't matching. Why? Because he's saying one thing, but you're feeling another. And let me tell you, when a man is crazy about you, you ain't confused. You feel safe, wanted, secure. That ain't something he has to say, you just know it. A real man doesn't just love you with words. He loves you with energy, with presence, with silence that feels comfortable, with looks that say, I see you, without needing to speak. That man might not write you poetry or give long speeches, but when you walk into a room, he greets you like his heart was just waiting on you. And that right there, that greeting, that body language, that energy, that's real talk. Without him even opening his mouth. Sometimes the deepest I love you a man can give is in the way he pulls you close without saying a word. In the way he holds your hand while y'all just sit and watch TV. In the way he looks at you like he's still trying to believe you're his. That kind of love don't always come with a script. It shows up in the feeling, the comfort, the warmth, the peace. And if you're always waiting on a man to tell you how he feels with perfect words, you might miss the fact that he's already showing you in ways words can't touch. See, when a man is really feeling you, his greeting tells the story. You walk in the room and he gets that glow in his eyes. His voice changes when he says your name. You feel the shift. He don't have to say, I missed you. You feel it in the way he hugs you longer than usual. You feel it in the way he holds your face in his hands like he's trying to memorize it. That ain't performance, that's emotion. That's what love looks like before it gets translated into words. But let's be real, some men ain't great with words. They didn't grow up expressing their emotions out loud. But that doesn't mean they don't feel deeply. It doesn't mean they ain't all in. You just got to learn to recognize the language of feeling. The way he protects you when you're walking across the street. The way he keeps checking to make sure you ate today. The way he says, be careful, and means I love you. That's him speaking, just not with sentences. It's the man who sits quietly by your side when you're upset, who doesn't try to fix it right away, but just lets you know he's there. That's the one you hold on to. Because that kind of support, that kind of patience, it speaks louder than any "baby, I got you" he could say. You feel it in your bones. And let me tell you, a woman never forgets how a man made her feel. You might forget what he said, but you'll never forget how safe, how seen, how steady he made you feel in the moments that mattered. So here's the thing. Don't just listen to what he tells you. Pay attention to how you feel when he's around. Do you feel like you can breathe easier? Do you feel more yourself, more valued, more whole? Or are you constantly second-guessing, wondering, questioning what he really means? If you're guessing all the time, that ain't love. That's confusion. But if you feel grounded, if you feel chosen, if you feel like every time you greet you it's with warmth and gratitude, that's what love sounds like. Even if no words are spoken, because at the end of the day, real love don't need a speech. It don't need a script. It's not about how many times he says the right thing. It's about how many times you feel like you're exactly where you're supposed to be when he looks at you. And when a man's crazy about you, baby, his love speaks in a language your heart understands, whether his mouth ever says it or not.